We bring you the newest and most talked about movies that are coming to theater this week. It is weekly premiere. We have this very special guest of honor, Jonathan Kim, a K-movie producer and my partner for this episode. How are you doing today, Jonathan?
Very good. Very good. Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Jonathan Kim.
So, has anyone talked to you about the show?
Well, I don't know. A lot of people mentioned something on the Facebook. I actually posted a picture of us talking in...
Which I gave you.
Right. And especially my daughter's friends, they say cool, and wish they could find, actually, from international point of view, it's very hard for them to find it on YouTube for the rerun. So I wish they could arrange something to do that. So then I'll have many, many more fans, I think.
I doubt that, though. My friends also Facebook me about the show, how fun it was, But when I think about them, my Facebook friends are your Facebook friends, so right. I guess it's the same thing. So what do we have today?
We have Woman of Fire.
환여.
Which is from 1971, actually mainly because there's a actress named Yoon Yeo Jeong who just won the Best Supporting Actress at the Oscar.
Right, congratulations again. We had a special episode on Yoon Yeo Jeong, but here we are. And what's the other one?
The other one is Those Who Wish Me Dead, which stars Angelina Jolie.
Right. So we have two movies, one Korean and one Hollywood production. So let's talk about 환여 first. Please tell us what the movie is about. I'm so excited.
This is a movie from, unlike you, I was too young to watch the movie at the time. So I had to watch it again. And
when was the first time you watched it for the first time?
I watched it a long time ago when I became an adult. And I was actually at the right age of be able to watch it because this movie was so controversial. And when I actually started the film business back when, and people talked about it so much, and I actually watched it, and it actually got me very scared then. And I watched it again because of the show, and I got scared again.
So you watched it in theater when it was released?
No. I told you I was too young to watch it in the theater.
Right.
So I watched it again this time, a few days ago, and they actually have a restored version of this now, and I think they're opening the movie in the theaters this week. They actually just opened, right?
Right.
In the theaters with a restored version. So I think it's probably much better than what people are used to watching it on video, which actually misses a lot of the scenes in the middle. And it actually, the video version has French subtitles.
Oh, I see.
Because that's the only copy they could find at the time. But now they have a fully restored version at the theater, which would be very nice. And also the size of the screen is also different from the video. So right and left actually is cut on the video version. But at the theater, you'll be able to see the full size of the movie.
So have you ever seen 김기영 감독님 in person?
I actually saw him once at the...
Oh, you did?
When he returned, he was announcing the 악녀, which is a devil woman.
Could have been the last one.
Right, and which he never made when he was announcing at the Busan Film Festival.
That was like 1997?
Something like that, yes. And unfortunately, he was very healthy, but he died of fire
accident.
In 1998. So
what did you feel?
About the movie?
No. When you saw him, like Kim Ki-young, he's like God figure for cinephiles,
He is very well respected, and a lot of people think that he's like a cult director, right? But he actually says, "Well, I'm not a cult director."
So what does he want?
He actually says, "Okay, when you have inflammation on your skin, basically, many people just put ointments on and try to take care of it, but." He actually cuts it open and takes everything out.
Yeah.
So he actually likes to dissect human emotions. And that's exactly what these movies are about.
But still, and yet he didn't want to be titled as cult director.
Right. He says, I'm not a cult director.
But yeah, I mean, in some way, because there's always some kind of romance in his films,
Right.
When you think about like
In a weird way.
in a weird way, very weird way.
Yes.
So how would you define Hwanya? The Woman of Fire, because he made a lot of Nyo series.
Right. Right.
The films about women. But so what's the difference about
Basically,
this
the first one was called this Nyo series, woman series. First one was
The Handmaid.
Handmaiden,
Hanya.
which was remade 10 years later, and then it got made in recently by some other director. But and also there's a Chungmyo, which is the Insect Woman, which actually is produced right a year after Hwanya.
Oh,
which is
right.
Woman on Fire,
Right.
with the exact same cast.
Yoon Yeo Jeong and
With-
Nam Gung-won, I guess.
Yes, all same. All three are same, and story is quite similar also. And interesting is his woman series movies always happen inside a house,
Yeah, right.
in the second story house, and all the important thing happens on the stairways. So that's quite interesting to look at some of his series and how he plays with human emotions.
I mean, it's still funny when you look at his film. Obviously, he's one of the most respected directors of the world, not just of
Right.
Korea. But he has this genetic one story. And then he has like 6, 7 remakes of that particular
Right,
one genetic
exactly.
story. So that's hard to
seems
follow.
seems to work somehow every 10 years. So he brings in the new settings. So I think he actually follows the trend or the mindset of the current
Time.
audience. So it can change, although it has the same theme. But I think the last one called the 육식동물.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's
but
my favorite.
that one actually didn't do so well
I
at
know,
the box office.
yeah. And the cast was not really, I don't know.
It's different,
Kim-
right.
Kim Do-kyum, I forgot his name.
Right.
They're not really famous as
Right.
much as the prior ones. So how would you evaluate Yoon Yeo Jeong's performance in
So
Hwanya?
this was apparently her very first movie, and before that she actually was a TV actress
Right.
who got picked in 1966 apparently, and she was in few TV series, and she acted so well. I think this director Kim Gi-young has noticed her, and it was it's very courageous to put a newcomer into a movie.
Because no one wants to do it. Normally Kim Gi-young's films are too strong.
Right. But the thing is, even today when you look at her acting, it's pretty amazing how she changed from a very innocent little girl to a
the
femme
transition.
fatale type of lady. And also another thing I noticed, back then everybody dubbed their voice with voiceover people.
Right.
But I
right.
think she used her own voice.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So.
But
that-
it's a lot, I don't know, softer, I guess. Because her voice is kind of strong. But then she has this girly voice tone back then.
Well, she's younger then. She was younger, so. But I could feel certain things
So
that she said.
you saw the potential, what she has now, in this early version.
Oh my gosh, she won all sorts of awards after this movie.
Right,
at
right,
the
right,
CHS and actually domestic awards, many domestic awards too. So, after that, I think she got casted in many, many TV series and also different movies.
So what would be your favorite, I don't know, Kim Gi-young film, if you have to pick one, among all these, remakes and whatnot?
I think I like his first Neo series, which is Housemaiden.
What would you, I don't know, do remake if you can, as a Korean, movie producer?
When I was watching this, and actually it reminded me of old days values and how people were thinking about women and things like that. I don't think I can remake any of these because
Why not?
today's mindset and moral is completely different than
Right.
back then. So how they treat women, how they perceive them is completely different. So I don't think I can remake any of them.
Do you remember the song from Hwanya? And there's actually a sequence there where Nam Gung-won plays piano and some random girl stands up and sings this song.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I
Yes.
love that song. Was it famous back then? I don't know. It was years later.
I
that you
have no
saw it.
idea. I was in elementary school, so and also I didn't see the movie at the time. So
Oh, right. So, I don't know. I mean, you probably saw Yoon Yeo Jeong in person, right?
You know what? I have never seen her
You never have?
in person because
That's odd.
in my prime days, she didn't really appear in movies so much.
Right. What about 그때 그 사람? She was in that one.
Right, but
It kind of overlaps with your period, I think.
right, but still, I never had a chance to see her.
Wow.
Too bad. I
Too
wish
bad,
I wish I
yeah.
had known. You know.
That would have been my prime point of this
Exactly.
episode. Okay, so if you could do some kind of, because there's a lot of like re-releases these days, and if you can pick one from any period, what would be your choice?
From her, these Kim Gi-young
No,
directors?
no. It doesn't have to be Kim Gi-young or any kind.
Korean movie?
Anyone. Yeah, Korean movie. Maybe classic Korean movies.
I mean, definitely, his movie will be great because it's actually different from any other films at the time. It's very shocking, and also it does actually make people scary even this day, right? And also, there are many things that in this movie that we can see what was going on at the time. You know, for example, Hwanya, this one, Woman on Fire, deals about these women from the countryside. They have to make money to come up to Seoul. They can either be a maiden, house maiden, or
Factory worker.
hostess or factory worker. That's the only three choices they had. And actually, most of the families had these young house maidens, you know, at home. So I'm sure this kind of thing happened, but we don't really know about it. But well, of course, not to this extent. But so I think this would be a good one to reopen or re-release, and they're doing it anyway.
What about your own? You know, the ones you made in the 90s? Like, you know, 가슴 달린 남자 and
Right,
stuff?
the man with breast. I think that would be a good one.
Digitally remastered?
That one or your favorite Piano Man.
Oh, yes. Yes, people. You have to
Yes.
watch it again.
Yes.
Because you can watch it on Naver. I didn't know they have 한권.
Right.
But somehow there it is. You can watch it. I think it's digitally remastered. Because you can watch it in file version.
Right.
So that makes it.
I think they did. So that's actually cult classic.
Yeah,
I
it
think,
is. I
yes.
guarantee you. Oh my God, I'm so excited just talking about it.
I'm in London.
I'm in Australia.
Tokyo,
The Philippines.
Finland.
Indonesia.
New York.
Arirang Radio.
Now live in Seoul.
Okay, we are back to a weekly premiere Thursday episode. Our second upcoming film is, what is it, Jonathan?
Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Yes. It's Angelina Jolie's new feature. So, tell me about it, the movie.
It's a movie about actually Angelina Jolie plays a smoke jumper. You know what that is?
What is smoke jumper?
Smoke jumper is these people, firemen, that actually jumps with a parachute when there's a big forest fire.
Oh, so there's an actual profession called smoke jumper.
Smoke jumper, yeah.
Huh.
And
That's interesting.
basically a little kid witnesses a murder of his own father, and this killer's trying to catch him. And actually, this thing happened at a national forest. So they try to get rid of the tracks and evidences and try to get the kid, but they set a fire on the national forest. And of course, Angelina Jolie, the firewoman, she finds him. She was actually living in this watchtower. So she actually brings him into to the tower and gives him a shelter. And
So it's not disaster film then. That's what I thought in the first place.
Well, it's kind of, but it's actually a thriller, and she has
Sounds
to deal
like
with these killers and the fire to save this little kid.
Actually, the director is the guy who wrote Sicario.
Right,
And he's pretty famous for his script writing, I think.
right. I think he got award from WGA, right, Writers Guild, for that very Sicario movie, right?
So what do you think about this film? I mean, in terms of like financial success, do you think it would cater well in Korea?
Well, I think it's a typical Hollywood film, of course, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And actually, there's some forest fire in Korea at the moment. And Also, I think Angelina Jolie is quite famous.
She is.
Yeah,
she is.
especially
She's
she
pretty popular in Korea.
she actually walks around the streets of Korea quite a bit because her son, Maddox. Actually,
Was it last year? She came to her son's,
I think it was
some kind of ceremony.
I think it was
I
a year
forgot.
before when he
Commencement, right?
right when
Commencement.
he was entering Yonsei University.
And then somebody took a photo of her
Right,
sitting in some
right.
Korean restaurant in Sinchon.
Right. She actually basically walks around quite freely in
Mm-hmm.
Korea. I don't think that could happen in the States, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess she feels safer. And people in Korea usually don't bother other people, even if they're famous. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess she felt very safe.
So still her son Maddox is here
Yep.
in
He, he left for a while because of Corona, couldn't
Uh-huh.
come back. And then I hear he's just coming back now.
Oh God.
So
I kind of
wa-
want to see him.
he was actually doing the study through online lectures and things like that. I understand he's coming back
Because
now.
sometimes I do like special lecture in Yonsei University,
Oh.
but I never got to see him in person. So maybe I will. I'll let you know, guys. if
Anyways,
I do.
there's a very ironic
Uh-huh.
things here. Now we talked about Hwanya, which is produced by Brad Pitt.
환여?
I mean the Minari,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We're
yeah.
talking about Yoon Yeo Jeong because of
Uh-huh.
Minari, right? And we're talking about Angelina Jolie, who's ex.
Right. Husband, ex-husband.
Right. So we actually have a relating two movies.
By marital status.
Yes.
That's quite unfortunate coincidence.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, it seems like fun movie to watch, but I don't think it's gonna be like huge hit for a while.
Nothing's huge these days, as
Yeah,
you know.
that's
so
true,
the
that's
theaters
true.
can take only 30% of its capacity. So let's see.
Yeah, we'll see. And I myself, I might go to theater to check it out. It seems promising to me.
Yeah, it is a fun movie.
So this is it. We are out of movies for this week and weekly premiere for today. And thank you, Jonathan, bringing these fun, interesting movies. I hope you guys had a blast. And Jonathan was right about 비와 당신의 이야기. It's
Right.
doing well in theaters now. Have you seen
I haven't
that
checked the
news?
score. It's doing well, huh? That's
Oh.
good. That's good.
It's going first now. I'll depend on your prediction for next week's choice as well. We'll come back with brand new movies you've been all waiting for. Thank you, Jonathan, coming.
Thank
Thank you
you,
for
and have a
coming.
nice week.
I'll see you next week. You just listened to Weekly Premiere. We'll be back with exciting new movie next week. So please come back.